Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is your pre-market briefing for March 20th, 2026. Where we prepare for the trading day before the opening bell. And now we're running 2 shows every day. This is the pre-market setup, and then we'll be back for the market open to break down live price action, momentum, and execution. Make sure you tap in for both. This is a lighter macro day, which means price action and earnings reactions will carry more weight. Let's get into it. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, no red folders, no orange folders today. We did have some earnings. We had one earnings, that was FedEx, and as you can see here, FedEx beat on revenue by 26%, earnings by 26%. They beat on revenue by 2%, and they're currently up 7% in the pre-market. This strong reaction to a strong report, and it may provide insight to broader economic activity, especially in shipping and logistics. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law. The master's brain. The more skills you learn, the richer the landscape of the brain. It's up to you. When learning a new skill, the brain initially works hard by activating the frontal cortex to process unfamiliar information. Through repetition, that skill becomes automatic, and control shifts to deeper parts of the brain, freeing up mental capacity. Mastery is built by continuously learning, repeating, and expanding your mental framework over time. Long-term investing improves as knowledge compounds over time. As investors study markets, companies, and cycles, what once felt complex becomes intuitive. This allows for clearer decision-making during volatility. The more financial concepts you master, the easier it becomes to recognize long-term opportunities. Over time, investing becomes less about effort and more about refined judgment. Trading requires repetition to build automatic recognition of setups and patterns. At first, every decision feels deliberate, but over time, experienced traders react more instinctively to price action. This comes from building neural pathways through consistent practice and reviews. The goal is to make execution second nature, reducing hesitation and emotional interference. Mastery in trading is the result of discipline, repetition, over time. All right, let's get into these pre-market levels and the levels we expect for today. Stay patient, stay disciplined, execution over emotion, process over prediction. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so first we have SPY. In the pre-market right now is 655.85. To the downside, levels I have 655.20, 653. Well, let me put the pre-market low on here. Pre-market low, which is 653.20. But then I do have a weekly level here at 653, and then 650.85 underneath that. And then to the upside, upside resistance, I have 657.40, followed by 659, followed by the pre-market high of 659.81, and then 661.20, and 662.30. All right, next we have QQQ, currently in the pre-market. It is 590.45. So as far as the support levels underneath, I have 589, followed by 588.40 and 587.10, which is also the pre-market low. And then I have 585.70. And then to the upside resistance, I have 591.60, followed by 593.50, and the pre-market high of 594.20, followed by 594.60, and then 595.80. All right, next we have NVDA. So to the currently in the pre-market is 178.10. So support level, I have 177.20, followed by 177, which is the pre-market low, and then 175.80. With a possible bounce, before we get to 175.80, a possible bounce here at 176.46. And then to the upside resistance, we have the pre-market high of 179.34, followed by 180, and then 181.70. Next, we have Google. Currently, in the pre-market, we have 305.15. So support levels underneath, I have 305, followed by 303.70. May have a little support here at 304.26, and then 303.70, and then yesterday's low of 302.35. And then to the upside resistance, look at this little gap in the pre-market. The upside resistance, I have 305.90, followed by 306.50, then pre-market high 306.92, and then 308, and then 308.70, and then 309.90. Okay, Apple is currently 247.69 in the pre-market. As far as support underneath, I got 247.30, followed by the pre-market low of 246.92, followed by a daily level of 246.70, and then a weekly level at 245.30, and a daily level at 243. As far as upside resistance, I have 249, followed by the pre-market high of 249.81, and then 251.80, 253.80, 254.20. All right, next we got Microsoft. Currently in the pre-market, it's at 386.69. So as far as downside support, I got the pre-market low at 386.30, followed by 384.50, 381.70, and 375.40. To the upside resistance, I have the pre-market high of 390.20, followed by 391, 392.50, 395, and 398. All right, Amazon currently in the pre-market. It's at 207.85. As far as downside support, got the pre-market low of 206.67, followed by 206.10, 204.45, 202.50, 201.15. To the upside resistance, we have the pre-market high of 208.75, followed by 209.10, 210.35, 211.55, 212.70, 213.70. TSM current price is in the pre-market is 335.47. Downside support, we got the pre-market low at 332.33, followed by 331.50, 330.60, 325.75. To the upside resistance, we have the pre-market high of 338.74, followed by 339.90, 344.50, and then the gap up there. AVGO pre-market level, we have 318.32. Downside support, we have 317.25, 315.70. Pre-market low, 315.90, 311.75, 308.50. To the upside resistance, we have pre-market high 320.96, followed by 323.30, 325.40, 327.40, 329.20. Meta pre-market level currently is 304.99. Downside support, we got 602.30, followed by the pre-market lows 601.64 and 600, and then 594.25. To the upside resistance, we have the pre-market high of 607.57, followed by 613, 614.60, 662.60, 622.60. And then we have Tesla pre-market level currently is 381.15. Downside support, I got 378.75. Pre-market low 376.23, 370.25, 362.90. To the upside resistance, we got the pre-market high of 384.56, followed by 384.95, and then we have the gap. Once the gap is filled, we have 392.30, followed by 399 and 403. All right, so those are our levels for today, and we'll be back when the market opens. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.